devil took you so long?
Your face, is it?
Yes, didn't they tell you?
Could have been a chair upstairs.
No, I brought her down. She's still breathing.
Very shallow.
It was all right to move her, wasn't it?
What is it, pills?
Well, she had taken some. I really don't know how many.
Barbiturates?
What? I don't know what they were.
We've got the box.
Yeah. She must have taken them by mistake.
All right.
I'll come with you. There's room, isn't there?
Good you didn't. We've got work to do.
Yes, well, I shan't be in the way.
We've got to keep her alive. Get your car and follow us back, sir.
Yes.
Just wait in here for a moment. The doctor will be in to see you shortly. All right?
Sister, Mrs. Hammond, how is she?
Oh, somebody will be in to see you in a moment.
Well, that's what they said 10 minutes ago.
Yes. Won't be long.
They keep saying that. But nothing happens.
Mr. Hammond?
Yes? How is she?
She's still in coma. How many sleeping pills does your wife normally take?
Well, she only started recently, one a night, I think.
You think?
Well, perhaps she takes one later if she can't sleep.
I'll say too. I've just spoken to her GP. She was prescribed 30 the day before yesterday. There should have been 26 pills left. There were only 15 in the box.
She took 11 in one go.
Were there any on the floor or on the bed?
Not that I noticed.
Had your wife had much to drink last night?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Has she ever tried this before?
Tried what?
Suicide.
Of course not. It was an accident.
How do you know if you weren't there?
She was probably fuddled with the drink and couldn't remember how many she'd taken. 11.
Dr. Johnson.
Yes, coming.
Could that number be fatal?
Well, it depends on the person, and the drink doesn't help. False diuresis.
None at all?
Yes.
Might the heart go into fibrillation?
Yes, you'd better put her on the scope.
Nurse, fetch the ECG monitor and the defibrillator.
And if she goes any deeper, you may have to put her on the ventilator.
Oh, that road accident. Theatre's ready.
Oh, right.
What is the time?
6:10.
Is that all?
Wait. Wait.
be.
Sorry?
Your wife?
Oh, no, it was an accident.
So was my husband's. He was just going to work. Early shift. Practically outside the house. Hit him from behind.
I see.
I haven't told the kids yet.
Yes, that's terrible.
Lorry it was. Damn lorries.
They shouldn't be allowed on the roads.
Look, if anybody wants me, I'll be at the telephones.
Hello, yes? Reverse charge from where? Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Brian. What on earth are you doing up at this hour? Oh. Well, is it serious?
Who is it?
I'm sorry to hear that. It's Brian, and he's in the Royal Hospital. What exactly happened?
Well, we're not exactly sure at the moment. Well, yes, she's still unconscious. Look, Ted, why I rang is I had to leave the house in such a hurry. I'm not sure if I turned the lights out or even if I closed the front door. If you wouldn't mind, I don't dare leave at the moment. Thanks. What?
Let me have a word with him.
No, just a moment.
Hello, Brian. This is terrible news. But what do the doctors say? Well, they must have some idea. Oh, look, Brian, I'll get dressed straight away and come over.
No, Mother, that's quite unnecessary. Because they're doing all they can. Look, Mother, I don't need any help. Will you give me back to Ted, please? Ted, will you persuade Mother to keep out of this? I only rang you because I think somebody may need me. Look, Ted, my briefcase is in the sitting room. The wages sheets are in. You'll need them today. Jenny can make them up. Yeah. Call me later.
It could be an appendix or something. I don't know.
Well, that can be very serious.
Mother, get us some tea. I'll get dressed and shoot over to Brian's place.
Aren't you going on to the hospital?
Yes, but afterwards.
Well, then I'll come with you.
Look, why don't you leave that till later? Brian won't want people crowding around at this moment.
Let her appendix out 7 or 8 years ago. It can't be that.
Mother, tea.
Picking up?
Seems more regular.
Yes, that's all right. She'll survive. As she intended.
Silly bitch.
All right, go and have some breakfast.
What happened in theatre?
Terminal.
I'm going to take you for a nice hot cup of tea now, love. All right?
Sister, can I get into the ward yet?
No.
Sorry.
Hello? No, she isn't here. I'm Edward Hammond. Who? Pamela Graham. I'm afraid she's in hospital at the moment. Yes, he's up there as well.
Why didn't you ring me?
It was so early. I was going to later.
You know I was with her last night.
No, I didn't know.
Wish I'd waited there until you got back. But I assumed you were on your way.
Well, I dropped by David's. I wish to God I hadn't. But I had no idea.
You surely knew she was in a depressed state.
I knew that she wasn't well. Pamela, they're trying to make out that Anne did this on purpose.
Reasonable from their point of view. I'm sure they have dozens of cases like this.
But she wouldn't try to take her own life. She's not that sort of person.
Well, what sort of person is that?
What exactly did she say to you last night?
Well, that's not the most important thing just now, is it?
It is to me. I need to know.
Oh, Brian, what's happening?
I don't know, Ted. She's still asleep. I'm sorry, my brother Ted. This is Pamela Graham.
Oh, how do you do? You beat me to it. Brian, I don't want to get in your hair at a moment like this, so I shan't stay, but if there's anything practical I can do...
No, I don't think so, Ted. Thank you. I shan't be in today, of course.
No, of course not. I mean, don't worry about that.
If you could just keep Mother at bay.
Well, I'm trying my best, but she's determined to find out what's wrong.
Well, tell her I'll ring her later.
Well, she'll have phoned half the hospital staff by that time.
Well, tell her it's...
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Poor Brian.
Poor Anne, you mean?
Oh, yes, of course. I was just thinking of him having to hang around those ghastly hospital corridors half the night.
At least he's conscious.
Yes.
Oh, Jenny, would you countersign this instead of Brian?
Do you want me to draw it?
No, I've got to go to the bank anyway.
Ted, I just had a word with Jill. If Brian needs anything, she's free today.
Now, I think we ought to leave him alone for a bit.
Yes, of course.
Jenny, I don't know how this is going to affect things.
What sort of things?
Well, the holiday. I was going to suggest that we start this weekend.
Well, let's wait and see.
All right.
You told your mother?
Yes.
How did she take it?
Well, surprisingly well. There may be a delayed reaction, of course.
I'm sure there will be.
But at this moment, she's very steamed up about Anne. I expect she'll be concentrating on that for the next few days.
They don't expect her to come round for a couple of hours, but she's out of danger.
Good.
Pamela, you have to go, don't you?
No. Luckily I've got the morning off. My class has got dental inspection.
Could I ask you to do something for me?
Of course.
Anne needs her night dress, dressing gown, toothbrush.
And you'd like me to go?
Well, I still don't want to leave here.
No problem. Got the keys?
Yes, you'll find a night dress in the second drawer of her chest
And she'll
drawer.
need soap, towel, makeup?
Well, if you look on her dressing table... Oh, a hairbrush.
Naturally. Don't worry about it. I know what to get.
It's very kind of you to take all this bother.
I'll see you later.
Was Jill very cross with you?
Why should she be?
Oh, being late at your mother's little do. And a lovely one here at Bill Riley. He looks like an angry walrus.
Or Lord Kitchener.
In the rain.
When did you take this?
Lunchtime in the pub.
Did he know?
Of course not. I snuck up on him.
What a mean thing to do.
I think it's rather sweet. I'm going to use it in that haulage mag.
If you take any more like that, Ted will cancel the contract.
I shouldn't think the advertising agency will lose much sleep over that.
They worked hard enough to get it.
You mean Nick Fox did? Hardly for commercial reasons.
Then what?
Well, Nick has a secretary with a runaway tongue. But you always pretend you don't like my little bits of scandal.
I don't. Neither do I like the way in which you dangle them in front of my nose. If there's anything you know that affects this firm, then I want to hear it.
Down, Rover. It'll cost you dinner with champagne.
I doubt it'll be worth it.
Did I ever sell you short? Ring Jill. Tell her you've got Brian's job to do as well as your own, so you'll be working very late tonight.
Hello? No, she isn't. Who's calling? Oh, this is Pamela Graham. We have met, Mr. Fox. That's right, at that dinner party. Can I help you at all? No, Anne and Brian are away on holiday. Oh, 2 or 3 weeks, I would think. I'm afraid I've got no idea. Was that all? Sorry? Yes, well, we must meet up again sometime. Bye.
Temperature's coming up nicely. Pulse rate's 86.
Right, you can whip that out now.
Nicholas. Nick.
Can we move her now?
Yes, anytime you like.
Nurse, this one can be moved after lunch. Tell Sister Phillips and make sure you put it in the book.
Well, I'm off at last. Oh, only 3 hours late.
So am I.
Nick.
It's all right for her husband to see her now.
His name isn't Nick by any chance, is it?
Next of kin, I think it's Brian.
No, better wait till she's woken up properly. Do him a favour.
Hospital staff really are the limit. They seem to have no idea or understanding what relatives go through at a time like this. They're abrupt on the phone.
But they're terribly overworked.
They always were overworked, but they still found time for the normal courtesies. When I was young, Jill...
Mary, when you were young, hospitals were run by dragon matrons.
There was always some way of approaching them.
Yes, but how many patients survived in those days?
Well...
Anyway, Anne's pulled through, that's the main thing.
Yes, I quite agree. I'm not sure that it was food poisoning.
Why?
Brian said she was down seeing the children yesterday, and if she was fit enough to do that...
Well, it might have come on suddenly. Still, there's no point in speculating.
No, you're quite right, Jill. And despite Edward's efforts to keep me away, I'm going to go down there now and see what's going on. Will you come with me?
Well, I think perhaps I should.
It's all right. I won't misbehave. I will make sure she's being properly looked after.
I'm sure you will.
Bates 6250, Evans 6250.
That's right.
Gar 8875. 8875? That can't be right.
Weekend working, overtime, double time, with bonus.
Well, that was practically a year's wages for me when I was his age.
There has been inflation since then.
Yeah, but even so.
You surely know what your men earn, Edward.
Yes, but to actually sit here paying it out.
I hope you're not going to make comments all the way through or we'll never get done.
No, all right, I'll keep quiet, yes?
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Bill, what do you want?
No, I'll see you later.
No, you won't. I'm going out.
Well, I was just going to tell you about this house we're looking for. We've found one.
Oh, I'm delighted. Whereabouts?
Just across the river, but it doesn't put much on the journey.
Is the wife happy with it?
Very keen. Trouble is that someone else is after it.
So you want to put a deposit on it straight away?
Well, they want 1,500 down.
Jenny, can you make out a cheque for that this afternoon?
Right.
You sure you want to do this, Mr. Hammond?
No, Bill. If there's one thing I hate, it's paying out money. But this is the day I've got to grin and bear it. After lunch, come and see Miss Kingsley, all right?
Right. And thanks again.
Do you think you ought to check with Brown first for that amount?
No, I don't think we'll bother him at the moment. It'll be all right. Now, where were we?
Harrison.
Oh, yes. Harrison. Good God.
Edward.
Sorry. Harrison.
Anne, darling. It's me, Brian. Well, how are you feeling?
Tired.
Well, you're going to be all right now.
Am I?
You're in hospital, Anne.
I did gather that.
But there's nothing to worry about now.
Is there any water?
Yes, of course.
What time is it?
Well, don't bother about that.
I want to know the time.
It's just after 11.
The day.
Thursday. Yeah. Can you sit up? Is that better?
My head. What do they do to me?
Oh, injections, I think. It's carbohydrates, I believe. And washed out your stomach.
I'm sorry about all this.
Well, that's all right. Wasn't your fault, was it?
What a mess.
Can I get you both a drink? Sherry?
Gin.
And tonic.
I spoke to Brian.
Oh, he wanted to thank you for the flowers.
Yes, he did.
Oh. Anne's in the private wing now. Much nicer.
Good.
She's got a room of her own.
Well, you have been busy.
Well, apparently Brown asked about a private ward, but they said it would have to wait until tomorrow. Quite ridiculous. She was supposed to stay under observation until the psychiatrist had seen her.
He only comes round every Tuesday.
A psychiatrist?
Oh, yes, we finally discovered that her doctor had prescribed some pills that were far too strong for her.
Well, she accidentally took too many.
I see.
And anyway, they're now going to discharge her on Sunday. I suggested that Brown should take her immediately away for convalescence. Jill knows a marvellous hotel. It's by the sea.
Oh, do you think I should book that, or shall I leave it to Brown?
No, you do it. Say from this Monday.
This Monday?
Yes, so that she can have one night at home, and then Brown can take her down the following morning.
Well, I was planning to start my holiday from this Monday.
Yeah, that's no problem. We've just had a word with David on the phone, and he's going to look after things while you're both away.
But then there'll be 3 of us away.
Can't Miss Kingsley wait another week? After all, this is an emergency.
Will you lock up then, David?
Yes, that'll be all right, Jenny. I'll be here for a while yet.
Ted just rang. You know Brown won't be here next week.
Yes, so I gather.
It looks as though I won't be off the weekend after all.
Why not?
Well, you'd have to handle everything on your own.
Don't you think I'm capable?
Of course. It's all my work to do, as well as Ted's and Brown's.
Jenny, if there's anything I can't deal with, I'll just leave over till the following week.
Well, we'll discuss it at tomorrow's board meeting.
There's nothing to discuss. Look, I'm holding the fort. Now, you two go off on holiday and enjoy yourselves.
Apparently your mother thinks...
Never mind what my mother says. Now, I decide what I can do. Excuse me.
David, thank you. Good night.
Good night. Hello? Oh, yes, Julie. About another half hour, I should think. Yeah. Yes, I've booked it for 8. Yeah, I'll go straight on from here. All right, I'll see you at the restaurant. Bye.
Yes, she's still here.
For me?
David.
Oh. Hello, darling. Yes? I see. Oh, all right. Well, how long will you be? Fine, well, I'll see you later then. Right. Bye.
Is David still working?
Yes. I must go, actually, Mary.
You sure you won't stay to dinner?
No, I'll be eating later. Bye, Edward.
Bye, Jill.
I'll get you a coat.
Hey, don't look so worried. Things will be all right.
What?
Give my love to Jennifer.
Yes, all right.
It's a habit with Nick Fox, apparently.
What exactly?
Loving and leaving. He's afraid if he tarries too long, they'll see through his facade.
Why exactly did you feel it necessary to tell me all this?
I thought you might be interested.
And all for the price of a meal?
Well, I'll pick up the tab, darling, if you're feeling mean.
Yes, actually, I'm charging this to the agency for research.
I also thought you might find a tiny moral in it.
Extract it.
Oh, that a woman can have an affair on the side without it breaking up a marriage.
Providing her husband doesn't know about it.
Oh, come on. Brian can't be that thick, even if he is your brother.
Actually, you can. It's a family trait.
Only on the male side.
But even if you're right, it's a little early to predict his reaction.
I thought they were going off for a second honeymoon. By the time they come back, he'll be falling over himself to please her. He'll have convinced himself it was all his fault.
I'm still looking for the point of your moral.
Now, 2 morals, actually. That if a woman can pull the infidelity con trick and come out in profit, so can a man. And that men really prefer sluts.
Is that how you see yourself, as a slut?
That's how you see me.
Do I?
Oh, come on. You can risk an opinion just once in your life.
I think it's a pose.
There's no nice girl underneath. Don't fool yourself.
You know, Julie, for the first time since I've known you, you're beginning to sound just a little bit fragile.
Thank you for being there today, Pamela.
Where are you going for Anne's convalescence?
Oh, some stony beach on the south coast.
That'd be rather chilly this time of year.
It wasn't my idea.
No, it was Jill's, wasn't it? She's really very subtle, is Jill, isn't she?
It hadn't occurred to me.
The way she deals with your mother doesn't take very long to realise.
You'd hardly met her before today. Oh, women notice so much.
And men so little. Anne needs your help, Brian. She needs your love.
Yes, all right.
All right? All right, I'll take her on holiday. All right, I'll bring her some flowers. All right, I'll call an ambulance when she cries for help. Goodbye, Brian. Have a good holiday.
So you're going to be in charge next week?
Assuming the board approve the other three taking the time off together. And I think they will. Ted's made all his arrangements.
Are you going to make lots of changes while they're away?
I won't be in a position to. But I will be taking a hard look at one or two things that I'm not too happy with.
Such as your advertising agency.
Yes, well, that contract's got a few months to run yet. But I'll bear in mind what you've told me when it comes up for renewal.
And put me out of a job.
You can go back to freelancing.
Thank you.
So your little bit of gossip may bounce back on you.
Oh, I don't intend to stay around much longer anyway.
Oh?
When you recall this bit of conversation later, you can put it down to the drink, all right?
All right.
It started as a game. You wanted me. At that stage, I didn't particularly want you. It was just fun. Then it became a silly sort of challenge. I liked Jill. I always have, but I didn't think she was right for you. And then there was that infuriating calmness of hers. Almost smug. I wanted to shatter it. See her fly to pieces, if only for a moment. The only games worth playing are the dangerous ones. Sooner or later, I suppose I was bound to fall in love with you. End of game.
How long ago was this?
Oh, who knows? Creeps up on you like nightfall.
Julie, I don't know what to say.
You don't want me anymore. No. It's never in phase, is it?
I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I wanted to see you for this evening, to tell you that The rest was just ground bait.
Sorry I'm late, darling. I got held up on the phone. Hello, Julie.
You said...
No, you said.
We both said.
Turn left at the crossroads.
Brings us right back to where we started.
All right, we don't turn left at the crossroads.
We don't even go to the crossroads.
Why not?
Because I want to see this nice old church.
Then we'll see this nice old church.
Then I want to go back to that nice old pub by the river and have a drink.
Then we can do that too.
How lucky. We see eye to eye. So peaceful.
Yes.
15th century, I should think.
Oh, middle 14th.
Yes?
You could tell by the ceiling and the relative proportions of the nave to the transept.
Can you?
And it said so in the porch.
Oh,
Well, you can't turn him round any faster, Mr. David. It's just not possible.
Everything's possible, Bill.
Well, you try getting 3 lorries into the same bay at the same time.
Look, if every load was shipped straight into the warehouse the moment it came in,
Well,
instead
there's
of waiting...
loads coming in all through the night. They're bound to pile up till the warehouse staff comes on a day.
Well, all right, we'll lay on a skeleton night staff. It'll still be more economic.
Night shift in the warehouse.
What's so alarming about that?
We haven't got the men.
Well, we'll take more on.
Look, if you want storemen to work nights, Mr. David, you'll have to work out a rate with the union.
Well, you're on the joint committee. Do that.
Let's just wait until Mr. Edward gets back, eh?
Look, there's no reason why we can't look at it now, just to see if it's feasible.
All right. What do you want me to do, then?
Talk to the storemen. Tell them what we're proposing and prepare a shift plan for the joint committee.
Best if you talk to them, Mr. David.
Riley, I intend to have those loads turned around faster, one way or another. With your cooperation or without it. Is that clear?
One thing's clear, Mr. David. Never borrow money from your bosses. From then on, they think they own you.
Well, this is it. This is my retirement spot.
Why wait that long?
Well, it's too far to town.
When they finish the motorway?
When they finish the motorway, everyone will be here.
Walk down to the Willis.
How about one of those?
You must be joking.
No. Come on, drink up. I'll drive.
Edward, this is just ridiculous.
All right, I'll pull in.
Careful.
There we are. Hang on, time.
Steady. Edward.
Yeah, give us your hand.
Steady.
Yeah.
Steady.
Come on.
Oh.
Quickly, jump. That was great.
Oh. Let's stay at that pub tonight.
Well, I was thinking of moving on to the coast.
There's no hurry.
No, that's true. That was great. There we are.
How was your mother when you set out?
Oh, she was putting a brave face on it, since her last maneuver failed.
I expect she's sitting at home planning the next.
I don't know. I don't really think she expects them to succeed. She just does it to keep her end up.
Do you really believe that, Edward?
Yes, I do. I'm more than half persuaded that she's on the verge of accepting things.
What sort of things?
You and I.
What are? You and I.
In love.
Edward!
Hmm? Oh.
Got more colour this morning.
I think it's the wind.
You're feeling stronger?
A bit.
Strong enough to face that beach before lunch?
Oh, I prefer just to look at it.
All right.
Here you go.
And I'm not going to leave you at all this week.
Don't be so silly. I shan't have another accident.
No, no. But I just want to be with you.
Why?
What an absurd question.
No, it isn't. I don't imagine that I'm very good company at the moment, so where's the pleasure in it for you?
See you get well again.
That isn't an honest answer, Brian. You might sooner be at work.
And why aren't I?
Because your mother told you that you had to do your duty and take your wife away for a week.
Duty nonsense.
All right, a socially acceptable thing to do in this sort of situation. You can then go back to your office with a clear conscience.
Look, supposing I'd been ill and was convalescing, wouldn't you want to be with me? Without having ulterior motives?
Yes, perhaps. if you wanted to, but you might prefer to be on your own.
And why is it that everything I try to do for you is wrong?
Because you try too hard, and that puts an impossible burden on me. You do what you want to do. If you want to go back to the office, then go back.
I never
to the
mentioned
office.
it, you
and
did.
If you want to walk along the beach, then do that. If I want to follow you, I'll follow you.
But it's quite chilly down there. Yes. Well, I'll see you later.
Our last day.
Yes.
It's gone quickly, hasn't it?
Yes, too quickly.
I've really enjoyed it, Edward.
Well, it's not over yet. We've still got today. Let's make the most of it.
What are you going to do today?
Ah, wait and see.
Oh, mystery tour.
Where now?
We stretch our legs. Now, come on, Jenny, let's see where this goes.
Why not?
Probably to a field with a bull in it.
Edward, look. That lovely old farmhouse.
Right, looks a bit tumble down to me.
Oh, let's go and look at it. Perfect for weekends. Oh, I wish I could afford something like this.
I'll take a look round the back. Good afternoon, madam. Would you care to look around?
Edward, you frightened the life out of me. How did you get in?
The key.
How come you've got the key?
Well, strange as it may seem, I got it from an estate agent's office. They keep large supplies of them.
Oh, Edward.
Anyway, come on in. Well, what do you think of it?
It's gorgeous. I love this room. All these oak beams makes everything seem so warm and cosy. When did you get the key?
This morning.
I wasn't with you.
Well, you're not with me every minute of the day. In fact, I can remember a good many minutes when you've been upstairs, getting ready.
Right.
Well, after breakfast, while I was awaiting the pleasure of your company, I saw the ad for this place in a local paper. And as the agency was only a few doors away, I nipped out and got the key.
Why did you want to see it?
Well, I thought I might want to live here. Now I find I do.
Edward, are you serious?
On the whole, yes, I am. Of course, there's a lot to do in this place. But it's quiet and peaceful. When you spend your life with lorries, that's no small advantage.
Would you really be happy? Away from all the noise and the lorries?
Well, that depends.
On what?
On whether you would, Jenny. That's the real reason why I came here. To see if you felt the same way about it as I do. And because the fact is, I want you to be with me all the time. Jenny, Is that what you want?
Yes, I do.
Will you marry me, Jenny?
Yes, Edward. Yes, I will. Do you remember when I told you? When I was a child, I lived in that cottage by the sea. Oh, I was so happy then. I always hoped I could live like that again.
Well, we can start by having our honeymoon here. A working honeymoon, how's that? Oh, we ought to be going. Jenny, you're crying.
I can't help it. I'm sorry, I'll be all right. Just give me a minute or two.
Well, I don't think I can afford that much time, Jenny. Let's go.
Weather's still holding. Tell Jill, lovely hotel, and much better.
Oh, good.
Love, Brian.
Have you heard anything from Edward yet?
No. Mind you, he never writes. How's David getting on, managing the depot?
Oh, he's in his element. Except I see even less of him these days.
And is everything all right between you otherwise?
Oh, yes, everything's fine.
Oh, I'm glad.
You all right?
Yes, just a little tired, that's all.
Brian, did you tell the children I was ill?
No, I didn't know what to do. I knew if I rang the school, they'd only get alarmed, and yet, what if things had gone the other way? It was a terrible decision. I kept thinking of myself having to go down there and give them the news.
What news?
Darling, for the first couple of hours, you were on the danger list.
Was I?
I didn't know whether you were going to live or die.
I'm sorry, Brian. You've had a bad time. I really am very sorry.